back! Got out of that bog you were stuck in last week. Dear Ellen, after last week's quiz on Death Stranding, I decided to fully immerse myself into the game world. That's why I've become a postman in the Scottish Highlands for a week. It's been a great experience, but I'm slightly regretting foregoing the post van as now I'm stuck in a bog.
Yep, all good.
Oh, that's good. Well, because I've been meaning to ask, actually, if you were stuck in the bog, how did you send the letter?
Oh, a friendly bird carried it for me.
Okay, and how did you get out of the bog?
Friendly birds lifted me out. Ellen, you should use friendly birds more often. They're great. Watch. A sugary snack, perchance, my feathered friends? Thank you. Ellen, one of my friends just tweeted something very funny. Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
Could you explain the funny thing? Because I didn't quite get it. If you could perhaps retweet it, but
you really have to be there.
Oh.
Right. Enough of this nonsense. I'm going to talk about Pokemon now. So I've been playing Pokemon Sword. I've only played like 2 or 3 hours maybe. All of the footage you'll be seeing is from the first couple hours of the game to like avoid big spoilers. But what's to spoil? Someone makes you choose between 3 Pokemon, spoiler alert, and then you go to a gym. We've talked about this before, but my sort of issue with Pokemon, the recent Pokemon games, is that I don't feel like they innovate enough straight out of the gate. I was struck with that same impression because this game opens with a cutscene, which looks quite pretty, but is completely unvoiced. Which, you know, the Pokemon games have never had voice acting really, but there's something about the fact that it was on the Switch and I was looking at it on my TV and it was like this new game, new console game, and it opens with the character comes out like bloop 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 like that. Not even bloop bloop bloop, just nothing, not even a text noise. And I'm like, I'm getting real handheld vibes.
Yeah.
And this is not necessarily a handheld game.
Yeah, it's not only
anymore,
a handheld game. Yeah.
But things did pick up, mostly because of the Britishness. All the stuff I see online, people are like, oh, it's so fun how everyone says like, oh, fresh as a mint and calls you mate and refers to the telly and your mum is called mum and stuff. And I'm like, no. The good stuff is much deeper than that. Because it's like, for example, the game starts, you walk out of your house, immediately I'm like, thatch roof, upkeep on that is an absolute nightmare. Like all of British culture, Pokemon Sword and Shield are saturated in a very subtle and unspoken class warfare. So you walk out of your house and then your friend shows up, Hop, who lives next door to you.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to his house. And then you see Hop's house. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I get it. Looking at the brickwork of his house, I don't think it can be original.
His parents did the thing where they do work to a listed building and then go, oh, sorry, we didn't realise.
I think so. I mean, and you also find out that, Hop is the little brother of Leon, the reigning champion. New money. So immediately you're getting...
That's not what I meant, but lol.
No, so I get the impression they have quite a lot of political pull. So it wouldn't surprise me if they'd slightly worked around, like, planning permission regulations. I hope this is the Pokemon insight you were expecting, because it's all I have to offer. And they've got, like, a Pokemon, like, little fighting court in the garden, and I'm like, that's tacky. You can see that from the street.
Yeah.
That's... Apart from that, it's basically a sort of New Zealand-y, the Shire fantasy nonsense version of Britain. It's quite sunny in Pokemon, although the weather is very changeable.
Yes.
Which is nice. Except it's changeable between like sun and snow, and I'm like, it really should be changing between light rain and heavy rain. And just sort of like cycling back and forth. So then Leon shows up and he's like this champion trainer and he's got a Charizard and I'm like, I immediately don't like you, Leon.
He's got like a cloak with like royal fur.
Yeah, he wears it just casually around the house and I'm certain he's doing something to his Charizard using performance enhancing drugs. Immediately, I'm not liking Hop. Also, he's got a way cooler jacket than you, like straight out the gate. It's really cool. It looks really good, and I'm like, give me your jacket, Hop. Hop wants to race everywhere.
Yeah,
like every single
race you
conversation is
there.
going, race you there, see you there. And then you get there and he's like, oh, I can't believe you're getting ready to write another chapter in my legend. And I'm like, let's take it down a little Hop. And also, Hop is...
Turn it down from 11, shall we?
and Hop is terrible. Like, the thing about the rivals is that you would pick a Pokemon at the start and then they would always pick the one that has like the type advantage.
Yeah.
So immediately you're on the back foot. But Hop, like I chose Sobble, obviously, the sad weeping Pokemon who within 30 seconds bursts into tears. He's just like, I'm like, you're the one for me, Sobble. And then Hop's like, I choose Score Bunny. And then I'm like, Hop, you idiot. Anyway, whatever, fine. And then you do your first battle, and he's like, yeah, but I have 2 Pokemon, because he's also got this sheep, Wooloo.
Oh, yeah, he's got a Wooloo.
So he sends out a Wooloo, and you easily kill the Wooloo by tackling it to death. And then in the process of doing that, you level up enough to learn a water attack, so that when he sends out Score Bunny, you kill it easily. And I've fought Hop like 5 times already because he keeps insisting on having fights, even though every time we fight, I easily one-shot his Score Bunny and all of his Pokemon die quickly. And then Hop's like, wow, cool, you're pretty good. I'm definitely going to be the best trainer in the world. Another page in my legend. Race you to the gym! I'm like, oh my God, Hop. And I'm certain his mum has basically just sent him off with us to kind of like just get him out of the house. Then you get into the catching the Pokemon, and you remember why Pokemon is so addictive and so successful, because you just start catching them and you just can't stop.
You've got to catch them all.
You've got to catch them all. But it really is like I can't walk past a Pokemon that I don't have in my Pokedex. I'm like, all my Pokemon are like on the ropes, they're nearly dead, I'm out of Pokeballs, I'm out of potions, but I just believe that I can do this. I have had some pretty challenging capture battles. Like I got this one with this snowy Pokemon, the name of which escapes me right now, but it looks a bit like
Snowcomon.
Let's call it Snowcomon. And it just would not stay in the Pokeball, kept bursting out, had no more Pokemon left to like do any status effects, and I was just throwing Pokemon. I was like, it's not gonna happen for me. And then it did, and it felt really good. Also in the wild area, which is the new sort of like 3D roam kind of, like you can move the camera around, which is more of a revelation than you would think the first time you enter it and you're like, turn the right stick and it's like, whoa, I'm like, ooh. It's a little, it's quite tantalizing. And you can see high level Pokemon wandering around.
Yeah.
I found an Onix and I was like, I'm going to chance my arm with this Onix. But it was like level 26, I think, or something like that. But unfortunately, the game doesn't let you capture Pokemon above a certain level. It has like a plot barrier. And I did really well. I got its health down. I was keeping my Pokemon alive, even though they were half the level. And when I started throwing Pokeballs, it was just like, oh, it won't let its guard down. And I Googled it, and it was like, yeah, that means come back in like 2 gym badges worth of time.
I see some discussion of this online, and some people have been like, I've been like a level below it and it won't let me catch it because I've not like gone through enough of the story or whatever.
Now,
and
that is frustrating.
And it's just like, and you have in previous games been able to catch super high level Pokemon, but it's just that they've not fought for you. Like you
they won't obey you once you've got it.
They won't obey you once you've got it.
I'll be honest, it was slightly disappointing when I couldn't catch that Onix, because like I had the chance to get an Onix in the decks early doors.
Yeah.
That means a lot to
me.
It's
so
broken am I as a person.
It's okay. It's okay.
I saw this Rookidee, which is like a little hopping little bird thing. I don't think it's a very cool Pokemon, but it was glowing gold, which
is it shiny?
Well, so I read in a Eurogamer review that that basically means it does have very high stats, and I was like, ooh, and I haven't seen another one since, but my understanding is that is actually quite rare.
Yeah.
And maybe I got quite lucky seeing one early doors. I don't know, maybe everyone does or something, but I caught it. And I was like, cool, a precious glowing Rookidee. Welcome to easy mode. And then the Rookidee seems normal. And I was looking at its stats and I was like, is this good? I think it's like, you know when you play Pokemon at a really high competitive level and you basically need one with incredible base stats.
Yeah.
So that's where you get into like breeding and trying to like catch a Pokemon that's going to have incredible, below the surface spreadsheet numbers.
I'm the person in Pokemon Go that's just like, Analyze my Pokemon, 3 stars. Okay, I'll save that one. The rest are all going to me.
All to the box. Yeah.
Thanks, Professor. Candy.
Oh, I got a free Pikachu because I was passing through a station. There were these 2 NPCs, and I was like, probably should talk to every NPC, even though most of them are just like, I like Pokemon. No one in the world of Pokemon has anything else going on in their lives. Everyone's
there's
just
not
like,
enough flavor
Pokemon
text.
can be our friends. Did you know a Pokemon can carry a berry? There is occasionally funny stuff, like, it made me laugh, like, at one point you just walk out of a house and this random bloke walks up to you and is like, hey, so my thing is, I just love finding young Pokemon trainers and just giving them some stuff. So here, have some, have a bunch of items. And I'm like, don't accept the items from this man. You don't have a choice. But yeah, you walk through a station, there are these 2, like, this brother and sisters, and I talked to the blonde one, they're like, oh, looks like you've had a Let's Go Pikachu experience. Have a free Pikachu. So because I had... Yeah, because I had a save on my Switch. Game-breaking Pikachu, so yeah, got a nice, sweet electric Pokemon.
I love stuff like that.
Out the gate. I made camp, and I made curries. It's quite fun, just you can sort of zoom in and just look at the Pokemon. Just look at them closely. Also, I summoned over my Sobble, and Sobble moves hilariously slowly.
He's like...
You're testing me, Sobble. My glowing bird was quite good at fetch, and I was like, see, Sobble? I like my Pokemon to all watch each other succeed to instill a sense of desperate competitiveness. And if they fail to perform, a very public going to the box is performed. I'll tell you one thing though, one thing I can't bring myself to do is put a Pokemon in the box when it's at half health or fainted, because I'm just like, they're just in there bleeding or wounded.
You mentioned this before.
Yeah, so I have to for like, well, I mean forever probably, because like, let's be real, do Pokemon ever come out of the box? They go in. They don't come out. I can't shake the feeling that the game is, like many of the Pokemon games have been, like somewhat lacking in charm. Everyone just has blank smiling faces and talks about Pokemon all the time, and I just wish there was a little more, because you're walking around and at times it just looks a little bit like Breath of the Wild, but it has none of the like certain something that a game like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey has. It is lacking that charm. But I had forgotten how addictive it is to just collect Pokemon, and I think that will carry me through for quite a bit further.
Are you sad at any of the Pokemon that have not made it into the new one, because they did a cull?
Yeah, they did a cull.
So huge Pokedex.
Yeah, personally, it doesn't bother me because like they've kept in all of the famous ones.
They kept in all of your favourites.
They've kept in all of my favourite ones, yeah.
It's
unless
lucky.
Charmander's not in there, in which case I will kick off massively.
No, he's in there. It's
we're all right.
Slowpoke isn't in it.
Are you serious?
And Ekans isn't in it.
Oh, Ekans. Can do without Ekans, but Slowpoke's one of the main one of the original ones. I mean, so is Ekans, but
I can only imagine how like terrible a job that must have been to be like, not this one, okay, not this one.
Sorry, Ekans. Glue factory. Who wants snake candy? Yeah, I do wish that wasn't the case, but I'd be lying if I said it was bothering me. Particularly, also there's stuff like when you Dynamax a Pokemon, like they get really big, but when you Dynamax some Pokemon, they change appearance, and it's like, why don't they all change appearance? I know why, because that's more Pokemon to animate. Yeah. But it is a Pokemon game. Yeah. I've Dynamaxed my Sobble, normal sentence, and it's just a great big Sobble, which is lovely because just more of Sobble to love. You could drown in its tears now. It makes me remember whenever I'm playing a Pokemon game and I'm doing the sort of like fighting and stuff, I'm doing so much imagination, because the fights still, although obviously they look better than they ever have, the Pokemon still don't touch each other, there's still no actual contact, all the moves kind of look the same and stuff, so I'm basically running a simulation in my mind that's like with a lot of like jumping and flipping, close-up Mortal Kombat, like jaws round necks. Weirdly, they don't do that. Come on, you cowards, put some jaws around some necks.
A little Pikachu jumping on an Onyx being like, ah!
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. It's not the leap forward that I feel is long overdue for the Pokemon series. It is more of the same, but that remains a pretty good thing. But Ellen, I'll tell you something else that hasn't really changed much
Yeah?
over time.
Oh.
It's Shenmue.
Yay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Shenmue because Shenmue 3 is out now. Are you ready to be quizzed on it? Bit more enthusiasm, Ellen. Yeah! Most boring game in the world.
Let's go for a 2-hour walk.
Oh, you read my quiz ahead of time.
Oh, no.
The Phoenix Mirror. How did you get this?
My father left it for me. It's what brought me to this village.
Shenmue 3 is out now, this long-awaited sequel to the cult Dreamcast games, having been funded on Kickstarter in a massively successful crowdfunding effort. It raised $2 million in under 7 hours. The Shenmue games, which follow teenage martial artist Ryo Hazuki on a quest to avenge his father, are perhaps most famous for popularising QuickTime events, and for their often comical voice acting and spectacularly mundane gameplay. And Ellen, you'll be glad to know Shenmue 3 is no different. It's just as weird, it's just as mundane, arguably more mundane. Ellen, Shenmue 3 will see you indulging in even more dull tasks and minigames, over and over again, from chopping wood, to playing with Gashapon capsule machines, to catching chickens. Ellen, what's a... Just enjoying the contrast between my delivery and your face. Ellen, what's a boring, repetitive task that you find oddly enjoyable?
So something that you do over and over and over
Something
again.
you have to do over and over again. It's boring, it's mundane. Twitter. Wow.
You don't just keep looking at it over and over.
It's a bit of a QTE. It's refreshing.
Retweet that, that's funny. Washing up is nice.
Oh, washing up's a good
There's
one, yeah.
something very pleasing about having like a clean plate or a clean mug after
Yes.
you've done it.
Yes. I like to put on a podcast while I like putting things away. I like putting all the washing away. Find that weirdly satisfying. I don't know why. So why am I so messy?
I'm the same. Like, I do it all and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Everything feels really lovely and clean. And then like a week later, it's like, explosion. I'm like,
why do I feel so stressed out?
Well, I suppose one thing that is very repetitive but oddly enjoyable is walking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because you're just basically putting one foot in front of the other, and it's just very nice, like walking along and just walking around the world and seeing things. Even though it is oddly repetitive, you're seeing new areas of the world.
I very rarely regret walking somewhere.
Yeah.
That is a good answer.
You get your good steps in and stuff. You know, it's healthy for you, good for your heart, good for your
around.
Good for the mind, and it's good. That and solitaire on my phone.
You mentioned solitaire last time we talked about Shenmue. Last time we talked about boring stuff. Yeah. Ellen, one boring task Shenmue 3 players will certainly be doing a lot of is upping their martial arts statistics through rigorous and repetitive training exercises, including balancing Ryo in horse stance, an important pose in Kung Fu, and tapping buttons to keep his form flawless. Check it out. You'll be doing an awful lot of this.
Right, this is very reminiscent of when you played GTA San Andreas.
Yeah.
And would have to go to the gym.
Yeah, except in San Andreas, you then got to drive a car really fast and fly around and do exciting things.
Yeah.
As opposed to do this again to level up. Also, you'll notice that nothing is happening on screen. What you're doing is keeping him on the level.
So you're like pressing the button.
You're pressing up and down there.
Oh, that's up and down.
Move him down a bit. If he gets too low, move him up a bit.
No. This can't be a real game.
Shenmue 3, everyone. Ellen, for this next challenge, I have fused two martial arts.
No.
Kung Fu and Limbo. As we find out how low your horse stance can go. You'll need to hold Ryo's horse stance pose for 10 seconds at each level.
Okay.
Which I will indicate with With this pen. We use this pen.
Right.
Okay, Ellen, you ready to train?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ready to train. Okay, so you've got to follow the pen.
Yeah.
Start nice and easy. Ready, 10 seconds at each interval. Ready, and go. How's that feeling? Feeling the burn?
Not really.
Okay.
Well, a little bit in my knees, yeah.
Nice. How's that?
It's alright. Really shouldn't be wearing, like, calf-high boots for this.
Well, Rio does it where... Oh! Bit of a wobble, but we're good. We're good. Rio does it wearing, like, a jacket and jeans. And...
Yeah, it's really bad. He should be wearing...
A little bit more. There we go. Keep it together, Ellen. Keep it together. Not the 5 one going down. Here we go. 2, 1. How low can you go? Is this as low as we can go? Come on, you got to keep your arms straight. You can do it, Ellen. There we go. There you go. Simply you can do it. Come on, lower. You're doing very well.
I'm not that short.
You want to avenge your father, don't you? Come on.
No, I just want to look after a kitten.
Okay, Ellen, well, I'm going to say you have mastered horse stance. Well done. And now rise. Very good. How are your legs feeling after that, Ellen?
Oh, did you hear that click?
Yeah, I did. Man,
That was my knee.
we should not have done that. Ellen, you've mastered the art of being physically strong. But do you have the mental agility to succeed in Shenmue 3's many punishing QuickTime events? How can we let you go out in the world not knowing if you are quick enough to, for instance, catch a Shenmue chicken? Here's what chicken catching looks like. Successful button press. Oh dear, flubbed it. It's not as easy as it looks.
He clucked up there.
Ellen, Ellen, let's test your chicken catching reaction times with a modified version of a test I read about on New Scientist.
Oh,
Because
it's sophisticated
came up first when I googled reaction time test. Here's how this works, Ellen. I've slightly modified their method. You will
Is it
be
the thing where you
surprised to
drop
see.
it and you have to catch it?
Yes, except now it's a chicken.
It's taped to a ruler.
And it's taped to a ruler so that we can scientifically measure your reaction times. You ready, chicken? What else was he going to say? Okay, Ellen, so here's how this is going to work. So, open your hand.
Oh, so it's usually
Actually,
it's 2
let's clap together. Let's clap together. Okay, so I'm going to bring the chicken down to here. Yeah. And I will release the chicken.
But not tell me when, and I have to be like that.
Exactly. And you must clamp down, hold it tight, because then we're going to measure at what point you manage to catch the chicken. Okay, ready? Okay, so I'll drop it at any point, at any time now. You just get absolutely ready. Oh, very good. Hold it. Wow. That is 12 centimetres.
Yeah, pretty much.
12 centimetres exactly on, I think. 12 centimetres. Oh! 12 centimetres, Ellen. Very good. Would you like to see if you can beat your score?
Yeah.
Oh! A harder catch.
I blinked.
That was 21.5. It's pretty good. One more try.
Okay.
Oh, that was good.
12?
12! Exactly 12 again! Wow, Ellen. Nothing if not consistent in your chicken catching reaction times. Can I have a go? Can I have a go?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you chicken.
Okay.
Prepare to get caught by me. Oh, not great.
Your hands were quite far apart.
What's that?
We'll say
17.
17.
17 out of 30 on the chicken scale.
Okay.
John, would you like a go?
Sure.
Here we go. Ready, John? At any point now. John's face says, I've never been more ready for anything in my whole life. Oh! Oh, he's not happy with that.
16, rubbish.
You have proved yourself to have the quickest reaction times. Well done. You are ready to catch chickens in Shenmue 3, and your reward is to play Shenmue 3.
No.
So, Ellen, before you can play Shenmue 3, which I know you are very excited to do, it's a shame that you'll have to put Death Stranding Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion 3 all on hold, because it's a long game, as I understand it, Shenmue 3. And if you think it concludes the story at last, well, they've said already that it doesn't, so... But before you can get to that, you've got to find out what everyone else has been saying and doing in the comments.
Oh, more fun. Last week we looked at some more things that happen every time you start an RPG, this time suggested by you. And my distrust of NPC pals leaked into real life.
I am no fool, old friend. You know me too well. I'm glad it was you who came, Talisan. This makes things easier.
More enemies ahead!
Just goes to show, can't trust anybody.
Hey, Ellen, I went to the vending machine, got you a Pepsi.
Oh yeah, you'd like that. Yeah, drink up the Pepsi. You bloody love that, wouldn't you? Wasn't it arsenic? Stick you down to the ground, wouldn't it?
Some commenters noticed a real difference in your voice there, Ellen, including Edward Gurney, who said, Ellen gets so much more Londoner when she's mad.
I don't know what you mean.
Seriously?
Oh.
Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning wasn't a very good game.
Excuse me, mate. What are you bloody talking about? I will knock you round your loaf and push you down the blooming apples and pears.
Also on the channel, Link's Awakening made its return as we played about with bombs in the slime cave.
Get in the middle. That's it.
Ready, go. Oh,
Yes.
that's not bad.
That's like curling.
Oh, do you like the way they sort of looked around terrified for a moment?
Ellen, I could not hope for a greater compliment than you. I love curling.
Lots of you were excited for the return of the series, including Art Sylvanus, who said, yes, another episode! The misadventure continues.
I think you'll find that it's a sophisticated high fantasy odyssey with some very interesting themes.
Hi there, big guy. I'm Crazy Tracy. I've got a little
Crazy
secret for
Tracy.
sale that'll pump you up.
42 rupees?
Give it. Give it.
Ooh, that seems high,
Yeah, but it's going to pump us up. Come here and I'll rub it on you. John. Was this in the original
Secret
game, or have they just
medicine.
added
Yes.
pornography?
Yes, no.
Okay, I take that back.
Finally on the channel. Andy joined me on the purple sofa for show of the weekend, quizzing me on Pokemon Sword and Shield, but not before I told him all about Just Dance 2020.
My contract says no dancing.
It's fine, you don't have to play it.
All right.
I played it so that you don't have to.
Okay, good, because I was very clear.
Yeah.
Where's that contract gone?
Some commenters noticed that Andy acted slightly differently as he went on, including Egan Webster, who said, Andy, my contract says no dancing. Andy proceeds to dance for the next 10 minutes straight.
Greece.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? Hang on. Does that mean that I can break my don't mention Kingdoms of Amalur more than once in a video clause in my contract?
Well,
because, oh my goodness, I have some absolute blinding things to tell you about this absolute gem of a game. Oh my goodness. Right, first off is the amazing combat system. I know I've gone about this before, but I just think it's so innovative for an RPG where you're usually just like walking up something and hitting it. In this you're like, phew, 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 phew. And then you've got the ability to like choose whatever you want to
some
be at
magic
any time.
About finished?
I mean, I could go on.
Oh no, I think you're about finished. Moving on, look at what Binky Lou sent in. Now this, sent by Binky Lou on Instagram, is done by Binky Lou's 6-year-old daughter, who made their own screen
For a little laptop.
on cardboard for a little laptop. That's right, and it's got you and me on it. And what's that on your hand, Ellen?
Honk.
It's the goose.
Honk.
Yes, there it is.
It's a bit
There it
naked at
is.
the moment, but honk.
Well, finally I can fight back. It's really cool. It's a really nice,
Super
lovely,
cute.
lovely drawing of us.
She's done my hair really well.
Yes.
I have to say that.
Incredible work. I really like the
Yeah.
speech bubble. It's just like, honk.
Oh, good.
Look at these. Ian Stotts put these up on Instagram.
They're
It's
so
amazing
cool.
portraits of the whole gang. Ellen, your hair is of particular note. I
Oh,
think.
thank you. I think everyone looks absolutely on point. I particularly love Mike's glasses and hat.
Yeah, Mike's whole deal. Yeah.
He's looking super cool. Like, all the rest of us are like, yeah, like we're all like being
Looking
all like
cool, yeah.
suave and but Mike's just like, yeah.
Mike looks like he just sort of like screeched up in like a 80s Ferrari. Yeah.
Sup?
Justin Bragg, who sent us lots of stuff before, but
It's
has
Pokemon.
has excelled once more with all of these Pokemon puns. Ellen, can you
Yes.
guess any of them? Do you want me to tell you what each one is?
I think one is the Onyx is Corazonix.
Yes.
Corazon.
Yeah.
Prudence is it's a Sandshrew, so San Prudence.
Sanshrudence.
Or Sanshrudence.
Yeah.
Dob is a Duodo.
Dob duo.
Dob duo.
Yeah.
And then I'm a Maril, so it's a Marilwen.
Marilwen,
Which
of course.
is good. Egbert is
Yes.
Egbert
Tutor.
Egbert Tutor.
And of course there's Johnny.
And then Johnny
It's
looking
Pokemon
like
Master.
an absolute badass
Yeah.
in the middle.
He's more badass than any actual Pokemon.
Trainers
managed
who are
to look.
usually all small
Yeah.
children.
Yeah, that's another thing about the games. When you go to do a gym battle, it puts you in this lame sports PE kit, and you're like, oh, I had a hoodie and a special trousers.
Special
Yeah. You start with good trousers with a cool rip in the leg,
I
and
did.
then they put you in, and then you're in like PE kit, like.
Genuinely on the train this morning, Luke's like playing the Switch. I was like, what is it? You put me in the gym again.
So Ellen, you've learned a lot. You've become physically strong. Yep, there it is. There is the physical strength.
Physical strength.
You've proved that you have the fastest reflexes
So
of
that
everyone
I
in this
can
room right now.
Throw Pokeballs.
That's right.
Not play Shenmue. Sorry.
A bit confused, Ellen. Your reward is to play Shenmue 3.
I'll pass.
And you did so well, I think you should be allowed to do 2 playthroughs. The very idea is horrifying. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Watch other show of the weekends. It's coming up to Christmas, which means Christmas challenges are looming on the horizon. Lots to look forward to. Yeah, and I think that's about all there is to. I think that's about all there is to say.
Yeah. I would say keep an eye out on the channel in the next week.
Yeah.
For some fun, cool
For
stuff.
some stuff.
For some stuff.
And I would also just add. So. There you go. Hang on, I'm going to give this back to the birds. Hey, feathery friends! Catch this! John! Oh, sorry, John!